Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at a double dino line here. We're going to have both Aurorus as well as the Tyrantrum in the bag, and honestly I feel a little bit sad about it right now because I only now realized I could have also ran the Meganium in the lead and I would have had a triple dino team, but we have to do with double dino today. And this team was actually a lot of fun. I actually didn't expect that this would work out as well as it did. It definitely does make at least some kind of sense, but of course Tyrantrum is not really the biggest meta one around right now. Currently I think we have also the Little Cup available, but who wants to play Little Cup? So we're just going to go for the big boys here and going to go for the dinos. As we're going to see the Drapion going to go for the Awkward Tail spam here, and we're going to get out the Obstagoon, which has to eat one big Meteor Beam here. Boom, we're going to do a ton of damage. I can swap out into my Verizian. And I guess at this point of time I might just be able to farm them down. They seem to have Obstruct plus Night Slash, so that's going to be a nice one for us. We can just go ahead, let this move go through. Going to be another Night Slash here, and we can farm them all the way down. Having a ton of energy now, going to be amazing against the incoming Ampharos. Going for Sacred Sword is a mistake here. Leaf Blade is the one that does more damage. Should have went for that one instead, but I didn't know what was coming in there. So here I could even shield this move up, but it's going to be just a Thunder Punch and I can survive that one, which is going to be even better for me. In comes now the Leaf Blade, going to do some pretty decent damage here, and we're going to see the Drapion coming back in, and Tyrantrum just can farm them all the way down. Very good first game here. Let's take a look at the next game. We're going to have Verizian against the Jelson. This is exactly why we're going to have a Leaf Blade on here. Usually I like to run it as well with Stone Edge, but Leaf Blade is needed for this team, as we're going to have a double weakness against like something like a Water type in the back, even though actually our Tyrantrum is kind of fine against it. I never really think about the Dragon typing for Tyrantrum. I just see it always as a ground, not ground type Pokemon, as a rock type Pokemon, so that's maybe just a mistake by me. But here we're going to encounter a Gliscor. I can shield this move up. There's literally no reason for me not to do it. They can go for the Night Slash all they want. They're gonna get the boost here, of course, like why not? First time using Night Slash, getting the boost immediately. But this still will allow me to go for another Weather Ball here, trying to knock them out with that. Still have a good amount of health left and have some extra energy here as well, as we're going to encounter a Cobalion. This is one reason why we need Verizian here as well. Verizian basically has now to deal with both the Jelson as well as the opponent's Cobalion, so I have to kind of shield this move up. It's going to be a Sacred Sword, and you see me here predicting that the opponent would swap out, and they're going to at least shield this move up. This was a little bit risky here, but they're going to just stay in here and going to go for a charge move, which is going to do a ton of damage, of course. I have to go into my Tyrantrum at this point of time, and I'm going to do exactly that. Going to do some decent damage with my fast move alone. Dragon Tail is chunking away from the health, but of course they're going to put us immediately into the red health, as we can go ahead and go for a crunch against the opponent Jellicent. This doesn't knock them out, but we can knock them out with one more fast move, and we're so close to the Meteor Beam. And with some team effort, we're going to be able to destroy this Cobalion here with a one Meteor Beam and knocking them straight into the grave. Well, let's take a look at the next game here. We're going to see a Scrafty in the lead. Very good for us, exactly where we want to see it, but now we're going to see a Jelson coming in. Again, I didn't really think about us having actually a Dragon type there in the back, so I could just go ahead and go into my Tyrantrum. I'm actually going to go into my Tyrantrum now, which will be able to realign at this point, I think. It doesn't really matter what they want to do here, but they will be able to get a shield from me here, I think. Or do it? Actually, no, they don't, because it's just a surf. Like, if it was a Shadow Ball, it would have been different, but I actually didn't expect that they would get to another surf that fast. So this was definitely a mistake by me, but at this point of time, I can just farm them all the way down. In comes most likely Scrafty, but we can do some decent work here with our Meteor Beam. It is resisted, but it's still going to do a ton of damage against them, putting them now into one fast charge move range there, as we're going to see the Charizard coming in. Charizard having access to the move Blast Bear, we're going to shield up immediately. There's no reason for them to just bait me here. And I don't really think that they're going to want to go ahead and just go use the Scrafty, so I'm going to go for the baits here, but they're actually going to let the move go through, which is wild. In comes now another Blast Burn here. I can overfarm quite a bit and go for some Weather Ball damage here, hopefully, which should knock them out, I guess. But they're going to shield this move up, and this was a CMP tie I should have thrown earlier. This was such a stupid mistake by me. Could have went ahead and just thrown earlier, and I would have been able to just win this matchup here. But like this, the opponent will be able to still get to another charge move here. But they decide to not do that. They want to go for the Blast Burn. They were too greedy here. If they went for the Dragon Claw, I think they would have been fine. But like this should be hopefully Sacred Sword range. Going to be stab, going to be like super effective here. It's going to do some pretty decent damage, and also our fast move going to add up against the opponent here. Sacred Sword coming through, it's not going to be enough, but one more fast move will seal the deal here. Very lucky for us that we still were able to win this game. Next opponent, very good lead for us, going to be a Swampert lead, that's going to be fine for us. We have Leaf Blade for this one here and we can go straight for that one. Leaf Blade going to do a ton of damage against them, double super effective, and they're going to let this move go through immediately, just going for the Hydro Cannon here. Basically completely wasting their Swampert, as I can even get some extra energy now. Swapping in now into our Aurorus against the opponent's Charizard, we're gonna get out the Galarian Stunfisk. They're gonna go straight for the Rock Slide, which is an interesting play. Earthquake would have done way more damage, and like this we can just let the move go through because we know we survive it. But still, it's going to be an awkward matchup to deal with. Our Virizion is a hard wall to the opponent here, but of course we don't have access to anything that hits the opponent's Charizard with that one. So we have to kind of hope that our Tyrantrum can win this game here against the Charizard, but still not really looking that good for us. As we're going to see here, the opponent going for one charge move, Rock Slide going to knock me out now. I will be able to go ahead and go into my Virizion, but we have to swap immediately into our Tyrantrum. Hopefully, we will be able to do enough damage with our fast move alone. We're going to see them spamming here, of course, the Dragon Claw. Their fast move is resisted, their charge move is super effective, but as you're going to see here, Crunch going to come through and gonna get the defense drop. This is insanely important. As you can see here, we even snuck in another fast move, as we're going to be able to now farm them all the way down. They're gonna go back into their Galarian Stunfisk. We can go straight for the charge move here, and there's going to be a very good game, as the opponent has no way to win this game here. Even if this is going to be a Rock Slide to knock me out, I can just go ahead and go for one Sacred Sword, and this is going to be it for this one. That's so nice how the Tyrantrum literally just went through that one and was able to win this game for us. Next opponent, Tentacruel, a core breaker for this team. Breaks both Aurorus as well as the Virizion, but luckily I was able to bait out another Pokemon, but sadly it's going to be the Scrafty, and if you see a Scrafty, if you see a Tentacruel, the likelihood of them having an Obstagoon in the back is pretty high, to be fair, so I bet we're going to get just completely hardwalled in this matchup here, as you're going to be able to go for some fast move pressure against the opponent. I actually kind of have to farm them all the way down here at this point of time. There is no real reason for me to throw a charge move. They do a ton of damage, but also I'm going to get in the Tentacruel anyway, and I need to get some damage onto the Tentacruel. And now we're insanely low. I'm going to kind of have to swap out here after this one, because otherwise they can farm me down. I'm going to do this exactly here. And as expected, there was an Obstagoon in the back. This was just a hard wall from the beginning. Nothing I can do there. Next opponent, Tapu Fini in the lead. This is going to be a little bit of an awkward one, because they of course have access to the move Moonblast. And I think I made a huge mistake in this game. I feel like I did. I don't know if it was this game, if this even happened. It was quite a little bit of a time where I played this batches here. Let's take a look at this one. We're going to no-shield the Moonblast. I expected them I definitely expected them to just go ahead and bait me, because they're 2 shields down already. Honestly, it's my mistake. It's going to kill me the game here completely, because I just don't have the options anymore against it. I should have just shielded. It would have been the safest play to go for. I still have a shield advantage here at least. I don't have switch advantage. I have no answer against potential fighting types anymore. I don't really have anything that really puts out a lot of damage. It's going to be tough. The grass not coming through here. That's going to be okay, as we can go for another Meteor Beam. That's going to do around half health of the opponent. And now we have to try to go for the Weather Ball in time, and we do actually still hit this one. Double buffed Weather Ball, gonna not knock them out, but gonna get them close enough that I can farm them down with my fast move of my Tyrantrum, and now it depends if Tyrantrum somehow can win this matchup here. And we actually see a Giratina coming in. I think they denied me here, which is not ideal, but you have to throw a charge move eventually. I had to go for the Meteor Beam there. Like, a Crunch definitely doesn't do around like 50% what they were still needing there. It's a non-step Crunch from a Tyrantrum. I'm actually going to check that real quick on the side, because I have PvPoke open anyway real quick, how much a Crunch of a Tyrantrum would have done, because I actually don't know. Tyrantrum, well, the Giratina, we will find out now. The Crunch would have done 34% here, so yeah, the Meteor Beam would have done 44%, which would have been the range there after the last Dragon Tier, so I did everything correct there. As you're going to encounter now a Scrafty against us, this is going to be, again, not really ideal for us. We have 2 Pokemon that are really weak against Scrafty, but at least we have now our Virizion aligned here. And we have already the shield advantage, which is going to be pretty decent for us. Sacred Sword coming through, not going to knock them out, but 2 more fast moves, going to seal the deal there. We're going to knock them out with the next fast move coming through, and we will be able to swap immediately after, of course, into our Aurorus, as you're going to see 2 Pokemon that are weak against Aurorus. This is exactly what we want to see here. Both Nidoqueen as well as the Mandibuzz going to have not the best time, and they try to bait me there to get the shield as well. They most likely run Dark Pulse as well, but they went for the Aerial Ace there just to get my shield. This will not work, my friend. This will not work, as this Weather Ball going to knock them out. The opponent has literally no chance at this point of time anymore. I have 2 shields left. They can bait me all they want, and they're going to let this move go through as well. Aurorus with the amazing sweep here. Next opponent, let's take a look at this one. Obstagoon in the lead. That's going to be an interesting one, as well as we're going to see now the Cresselia coming in. We're going to go straight into Aurorus here. Aurorus will be able to at least go for some decent damage there, but of course, Grass Knot going to hurt me quite a bit. Here's, I think, a reason why you kind of want to have better IVs on your Aurorus as well than what I do, because 2 Grass Knots wouldn't be enough to knock me out if I had better IVs like this. It is enough, so that's kind of awkward. Definitely should try to build a new one that has better IVs for the Open Ultra League, but right now, this one is still going to do it. In general, IVs don't matter as much as people might think they do, but in general, still having better IVs, there are always some certain matchup where they do matter. Here we're going to be able to go for 2 Weather Balls at least still, I think. Might have been a CMP type. They're going to shield anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They're going to knock me out now. I think I should be able to knock them out, hopefully, with my Rizian, but I'm actually going to go into my Tyrantrum, where I don't think this was the smartest idea that I ever did. I think 1 Leaf Blade would have been better, but the Moonburst not going to knock me out either. I'll try to go for the charge move there, but I guess we're going to hope that they're going to have something weak in the back. There's no way of me winning this game here anymore. Like, there's literally no way of me winning this game. So we're going to see here the opponent sweeping with Gliscor as well as their Obstagoon in the back. Like, I don't know, Leaf Blade going to do some decent damage, but they can just go for an Earthquake here and basically just send me directly into the next universe. As you can see, I'm still going to be able to survive it. I can still go for 1 Leaf Blade, but I don't get enough damage onto the opponent's Obstagoon at this point of time to threaten a knockout with a 1 Meteor Beam. Meteor Beam does around like 66%, I would guess. This is not going to be enough to knock them out, so that's going to be a good game here, as they are going to farm me down. So yeah, next opponent, we're going to see Escavalier against us. It's going to be an awkward one, but because we have to kind of stay in here, Sacred Sword going to be our best bet. Our Pokemon in the back, both of them are very weak against the opponent. Basically only really throwing resisted moves there with their fast moves, which is going to be not really ideal. So we're going to stay in here. They're going to go for the Drill Run bait and going to go now into a Kingdra. This is not ideal. I should have swapped out earlier already. I went for the wrong move here as well, because I don't know why. Now I realize, oh, Leaf Blade would have been the better one. And now I realize, oh, I don't really have anything for Escavalier. What am I gonna do here? And I'm gonna go ahead and catch the charge move from the opponent, which is going to be the Octazooka. Of course, we're going to get debuffed, which my play would have been very good if we didn't get debuffed, because we would have been able to farm down, would have had a charge move against the opponent's Escavalier. But like this, we're just going to feed the opponent even more, gonna give them more energy here. And this is like one of the examples where I play completely horrific. And I have no idea what I'm doing here, to be fair. Like, honestly, there's no lot that I can do. I can just shield up another charge move. It's going to be another Drill Run for whatever reason. Like, why do you not go ahead and go for the charge move? And honestly, why am I throwing the entire time Sacred Sword? What am I doing with my life? This is not how you're supposed to play it. I will be able to go for 1 Leaf Blade at least. But like, yeah, there is nothing that I can do in this game anymore. The Icicle Spear coming through here. Unless somehow I can farm them all the way down or something. But honestly, I think there's still have enough health left for that. Icicle Spear just gonna get me close to the KO range. Wait a minute. Escavalier going to go down by this Meteor Beam. Perfect farm with Tyrantrum. I played this game so horrible, I literally don't deserve the win, but I take the win. We're going to see a Registeel in the lead here, which is going to be very cool, especially as they completely catch on a random time onto the Giratina. Wow, that's so amazing for me. Great play. But it's still going to be okay, because I can, of course, align my Aurorus, which can go straight for Weather Ball. 2 Weather Balls, going to be enough to knock them out with the additional damage of my fast moves. So that's going to be pretty nice. I can just overfarm quite a bit as well, because I kind of rather take the energy against the opponent's Registeel later on than my health, because they cannot lock on me down anyway. So they either have to go into the Registeel and just take the charge moves. Oh, wait. what are they doing here? Why do they shield? This does not make any sense at all. We're going to get 2 shields from the opponent? Okay, you can get 1 shield of mine as well. Have fun with that one, because I can go for my next weather ball in time anyway and going to knock you out. You still cannot realign. I am going to still be kind of out of range for their lock-on from Registeel. Oh yeah, have fun lock-on. Yeah, okay, just gonna go for the charge move. I don't know what my opponent is doing here. If I played bad the last time around, my opponent plays even worse in this game here. That's kind of wild. We will be able to go for 1 Sacred Sword. And they are going to go into their pit yard. Hi, Tyrantrum, and this is going to be it for this video already now, because I don't know what the opponent tries to do here anymore. I feel like they had a decent shot of actually still having like at least some chance in this game, because even though like Registeel is pretty decent for my lead there, it's still going to be a little bit awkward with all the Focus Blast. Like this, there is literally nothing they can do about it, and that's going to be it for this video now. We're going to knock them out, and yeah, this is going to be it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please leave a like on the video, would appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!